Hi guys, it's Laura and welcome back to my channel. And this is a very special video because I'm going to be talking about some bullet journal tips that I learned over the years that would be very useful, especially for those of you who are starting bullet journal right now. As you can see, I am showing you all my bullet journals. Well, not exactly all of them because I have one in my other place. But yeah, basically all of them from 2017 to now. With closer analyzation, you can see that my style changed a lot, but at the same time I also learned a lot, but that will be for another video about my bullet journal style. Right now, let's get into what I want to say to you. I tried to include tips that other bullet journal enthusiasts don't exactly give you, and stay tuned especially for the 7th one because it's going to be cool. So the first tip is to decorate your bullet journal with stickers and arrows and doodles, and I'm showing that with very early bullet journal of mine. I used to have my bullet journals for a different purpose than now. It was mostly about TV shows, but also that will be up for another video. So I will show you the examples of how I use those little doodles or stickers. As you can see, this is a sticker of a whale, or I doodled some mushrooms. At first I had a lot of different styles, so I play around with a lot of different themes. And also I am switching between journals so that you can see the different style that I was having, but I was still using those elements. For example, here you can see how I decorated text, and here too. You don't have to use stickers for everything. You can also use your own hands, but also stickers and photos make it so much better. All of those elements are going to improve your bullet journal, and it's going to be a lot more fun and creative, and I think that's what all of us want. Here I wanted to show you how I started creating themes in my bullet journal, but I still sticked with my rules. So basically I still used a lot of stickers, a lot of elements, a lot of doodles that I created that made it so much more fun. The second tip is to use a lot of different fonts. So again, even though my style changed, I was very creative with fonts. I was using some type of typewriter font, I was using basic, I was using the handwriting and all different fonts that I was coming up with. I didn't even care whether it was cohesive or not. I just tried a lot of different fonts, and that made it so cool. Again, in my newest bullet journal, I'm still doing that. I am still combining a lot of different fonts, a lot of different ways that I write, and that makes it really cool. And lately I've been into like vintage fonts and vintage writing, so there's that. This tip for you might be very interesting, or you might be thinking, how can I not start with a theme, because a lot of people are doing themes. But in my opinion, as you can see, I was all over the place, I was very colorful, and I didn't have a theme exactly. And then I kind of upgraded along the way, because I realized along the way, within those 5 years, what I want to be doing, and I started basically vintage bullet journaling. Then you can clearly see that my style has changed, and with all of those videos that I was filming, for example August plan with me or now September plan with me, I am more cohesive with it. Very similar to adding text is basically to add quotes. It can be your own, from Pinterest, from artists, and that makes bullet journal very personal. And tip number 5 is to use bullet journal for everything. What I mean by that is basically you can write lists, playlists, to-do lists, memories of yours. You can keep track of something, you can add calendars, you can do, like I did here, aesthetic photos, and you can use it for whatever you want, and that will also expand your creativity, and you will find the focus of what you want to really be doing in your bullet journal at the end. Use a lot of layouts instead of just sticking with one. And what I mean by that is when you add those little text bubbles, or when you add banners, when you add frames, try to do it differently with different dimensions, maybe different shapes. Try to do it, maybe one time it will be round, one time it will be square. Be creative here too and try out different layouts. One of the coolest tips I have for you is to let other people decorate in your journal. For example, I let my boyfriend decorate a couple of pages in my journal, and those pages are very special to me. And he had a lot of fun, I had a lot of fun, and that will always stay in my journal. So it is a very special memory. I only recently started with this tip, but at the same time I wanted to give it to you because it's really cool to use different materials, techniques in your bullet journal. For example, lace, and then maybe some different fabrics that you can find. Whatever you can stick into your bullet journal, definitely try to use it. Maybe some old papers in it, maybe some stickers again. Think about the different materials that you can use and try using them in your bullet journal. Next tip is very similar, and that is to cut out the paper. I wasn't exactly doing that from the beginning, but then I tried to add those little banners or tags to it. I tried to make little pop-out windows, and that also made it so interesting. For example, here I tried to make it like a window kind of door, and that was such an original idea. And the biggest tip of all is to just challenge yourself. You try to draw, paint, be creative. As you can see, I pushed myself to draw some more in my bullet journal, to paint in it, and I'm not stopping with the paintings because I pushed myself off my limits, and then I tried to do something new. I learned it, and it became one of my favorite things. I hope you liked those tips, and the only thing that I can say to you is have fun with your bullet journal, and please share to me which tip was your favorite. Bye bye!